Hey there, welcome to the NetStork tutorial series brought to you by Globema. My name is Milan and I will guide you through the videos. In this episode, we will first learn how to display background map data in NetStork, and after that, we will learn how to import the data so it becomes a part of the network. I will demonstrate the process on a sample of background map data which we prepared for you earlier, and you can download it via the link in the description of the video. After the launch of NetStork, select to work in the video training task again that we created in one of the previous episodes. We can enter the map sources management via the view menu. Alternatively, we can hit the F5 key, which is a keyboard shortcut for this manager. Under the New button in the opened window, we select the type of background data we want to add. NetStork currently supports uploading DWG DXF files, S3 shapefiles, and rasters. Since we will be uploading a DWG file, we select the option AutoCAD. In the source editor, we then fill in the data about the background map. It is mandatory to specify the file name through which the file is selected and the coordinate system. Other fields are optional. We can select a file from any location, but we generally recommend placing it in the default folder map data. The coordinate system in this case is EPSG 4326, in NetStork labeled as Mercator. After hitting the Save button, the data is uploaded and displayed in the map view. At this stage, it forms only a background map. We can't select the data nor edit it in any way. To make it become part of our network, it must first be imported. To do this, let's select the DXF DWG data import option under the File tab. After the dialog box opens, we will be able to select the objects of the uploaded background data. For example, after we click on the background linear data, the underground roots layer will be selected. Similarly, when we click in the center of the blue circles, we find that these objects represent the layer of buildings. On the other hand, in the center of the green circles is a layer of manholes. The circles around the point objects in the prepared DWG file serve only for better visual orientation. They are buffers and we do not want to upload them into NetStork. If for some reason we select them, then we only have to deselect them in the dialog box or click on them again in the map view. After selecting all desired layers, the most important part of the NetStork data import process begins. Namely, it is necessary to set up sample objects for each layer. This is done in a sequence of 3 steps. First, we need to select a sample object. For example, let's start with the underground roots. Just click on any existing underground root in NetStork. Secondly, we have to click in the appropriate template field. Since in this case it is a linear layer, click in the segment template. In the last step, we need to press the Set Template Row for Layer button to pair the template object with the layer. If we have performed the action correctly, an icon of the corresponding object type will appear in the respective field of the template. We will follow a similar procedure for buildings and manholes as well. For these, however, we select the node template because they are point layers. After pairing all the layers with all the template objects, in this example it is underground roots, buildings and manholes, we can set any optional parameters before performing the actual import. If the input data is of sufficient quality, we recommend reducing the value of the maximum space between vertices treated as connected. Other settings vary depending on the nature of the data. For example, it can happen that along with the geometry, we might want to import description of buildings or other point objects, etc. Once we have the settings ready, we only need to click on the Import button. If we didn't make any mistakes in the procedure, the imported data will be displayed in the map view. It is worth mentioning that the important layers inherit not only the object type, but also the attributes from the template objects. Thus, in our example, we can see that the imported buildings have the same internal structure and labels as their template building. Similarly, all manholes are labeled with the number 2. It is also worth to point out that only physical infrastructure of the network can be imported in this way. Internal network elements, such as cables, fiber splices, etc., cannot be imported using this method. And that's all for this episode. Thanks a lot for your attention. We'll be very glad if you let us know how you liked the video or what you would change. We will also appreciate any suggestions of topics you'd like us to cover in the future episodes. Till then, take care and cheers to NetStork.